Johnny Depp has never been one to shy away from reinvention or controversy, and now, as whispers swirl through Hollywood and beyond, many are wondering if the world is on the verge of witnessing another seismic shift in his storied career. For decades, Depp has been more than just an actor. He's been a chameleon, a renegade, a reluctant heartthrob, and an icon. His journey from television stardom on 21 Jump Street to the silver screen's most enigmatic characters has been nothing short of extraordinary. But in recent years, the headlines surrounding him have often focused less on his art and more on his turbulent personal life. The defamation trial with Amber Heard, the public scrutiny, the alleged cancellations, and the emotional weight of his legal battles seem to push him into an uncertain chapter. Yet, true to form, Johnny Depp appears poised to turn the page once more, hinting at a comeback that could once again leave the world in awe. In the aftermath of his high-profile trial, Depp seemed to retreat into quieter pursuits, focusing on his music, his art, and his longtime passion for storytelling outside of Hollywood's traditional frameworks. His European tour with the late Jeff Beck and his appearances at various art exhibitions across Europe painted a portrait of a man seeking healing and creative fulfillment away from the limelight. While many believe Depp was distancing himself permanently from Hollywood, insiders now suggest otherwise. There are murmurs of major film deals on the table, secret meetings with powerhouse directors, and even talks of new ventures that would reintroduce Depp not merely as a leading man, but as a force behind the camera. These rumblings suggest that Depp isn't just planning a return. He's orchestrating a masterstroke, the kind of bold, genre-defying move that only he could pull off. Recent sightings of Depp in Los Angeles, particularly around major studio lots, have fueled speculation that a significant announcement is imminent. Close friends and collaborators, when pressed, offer coy smiles and cryptic hints, further stoking public curiosity. What's different this time, sources say, is Depp's approach. Gone is the reckless impulsivity that sometimes characterized his past. Instead, Depp is reportedly methodical, strategic, and deeply introspective about what this next chapter should look like. After years of feeling misunderstood and misrepresented by the media, Depp seems intent on taking control of his narrative, crafting roles and projects that reflect his authenticity rather than conforming to the expectations of a fickle industry. One particularly persistent rumor is that Depp has signed onto a groundbreaking biopic that would see him portraying a cultural titan, a role many predict could lead to a career-defining performance. Those who have reportedly seen early script drafts describe the character as complex, flawed, brilliant, everything that Depp historically gravitates toward and excels at bringing to life. It's the type of role that would not only remind audiences of his exceptional range, but also reinforce his resilience as an artist. Beyond acting, Depp is said to be in negotiations to direct a passion project he's been developing quietly for years, a deeply personal film based on a little-known but profoundly moving true story. Those close to him describe the project as something Depp considers his legacy piece, a testament to the type of storytelling that first made him fall in love with cinema. Adding fuel to the fire, Depp's recent partnership talks with streaming giants like Netflix and Amazon suggest he's exploring new models of distribution, ones that would give him greater creative freedom. In an industry that's increasingly dominated by franchises and formulaic content, Depp's willingness to bet on original, risky material speaks volumes about his artistic integrity. Even the major studios, some of whom once distanced themselves from him during the height of his legal battles, are reportedly eager to mend fences, recognizing that public sentiment has largely shifted in his favor. Fans, galvanized by their unwavering support during his darkest moments, are now waiting breathlessly for news, ready to embrace whatever bold steps Depp decides to take next. What's particularly striking about this moment is how much Depp has evolved personally. Those who have spent time with him recently describe a man who has grown quieter, more contemplative, but no less passionate. There's a groundedness to him now, a hard-earned wisdom that comes from surviving not just professional setbacks, but profound personal betrayals. In interviews, when he chooses to grant them, Depp's words are measured, reflective, tinged with the humor and poetic melancholy that have always been his trademarks. Rather than bitterness, he seems motivated by a renewed sense of purpose, a desire to create, to inspire, to leave behind a body of work that transcends the tabloid narratives and reaffirms his place among the greatest artists of his generation. Meanwhile, the cultural landscape itself has shifted in ways that may favor Depp's resurgence. Audiences are increasingly skeptical of cancel culture and are embracing narratives of redemption and nuance. In many ways, Depp's journey mirrors this broader societal shift. He embodies the complexity of being human, flawed, wounded, striving, and his resilience resonates with those who see their own struggles reflected in his. If his rumored projects come to fruition, they will not only mark a professional triumph, but also serve as a cultural touchstone, challenging simplistic notions of good and evil, right and wrong, success and failure. At the heart of all this anticipation lies the essential mystery of Johnny Depp himself. Throughout his career, he has defied easy categorization, refusing to be boxed in by Hollywood conventions or public expectations. Whether playing a scissor-handed outcast, a drunken pirate, or a tormented writer, Depp has always found the soul beneath the surface, imbuing his characters with humanity and heartbreak. That same instinct now seems poised to guide his real-life comeback. Rather than returning merely to reclaim lost glory, Depp appears ready to evolve into something new altogether, an elder statesman of artistry who carries the scars of battle with grace and dignity. Of course, in typical Depp fashion, he's unlikely to follow a traditional script. Friends suggest he's intrigued by experimental projects, collaborative ventures with avant-garde filmmakers, and even a foray into serialized storytelling for streaming platforms. There's also buzz about a potential music-centered project, blending Depp's lifelong love of rock and roll with cinematic narrative in a way that few other artists could authentically pull off. Whatever form his next moves take, they are almost certain to surprise and challenge the audience's expectations, just as he's done time and time again throughout his career. Adding yet another layer of intrigue is Depp's rumored rekindling of creative partnerships with some of his most iconic collaborators. Directors like Tim Burton and Gore Verbinski, both of whom share a deep mutual respect with Depp, are said to be open to new joint projects. There's even talk of an original film that would reunite Depp with longtime friend and occasional co-star Helena Bonham Carter, an idea that has fans practically salivating at the possibilities. These potential reunions suggest not just nostalgia, but an opportunity to build upon the magic of the past with the deeper emotional textures that life experience brings. Amid all the speculation, one thing seems clear: Johnny Depp is no longer interested in chasing after approval. He's playing for something bigger now: authenticity, legacy, meaning. He's no longer the wild-eyed rebel seeking to shock for shock's sake. Instead, he's an artist and a man who has been through the fire and emerged not unscathed but unbroken, carrying with him the hard-won understanding that real artistry often demands both suffering and redemption. This maturity, paired with his undiminished creativity, positions him for a resurgence that could indeed shock the world, not because it's loud or flashy, but because it's real. In the end, whether Depp returns with a blockbuster film, a haunting, independent project, or an unexpected artistic collaboration, his journey speaks to something timeless: the enduring power of resilience, creativity, and the human spirit. He reminds us that it's possible to fall, to falter, and yet to find one's way back to the heart of things, perhaps even stronger for the journey. As the world waits for his next move, the excitement is palpable, tinged with the kind of hopeful suspense that only Johnny Depp, in all his beautiful unpredictability, could inspire. If the rumors are true, and if the whispers turn into reality, then yes, Johnny Depp is about to shock the world again, and perhaps, in doing so, he will remind us all of the transformative, redemptive power of true artistry.